special edition of Wrestling in Mom's Basement. I, of course, am Patrick Young. This guy to my right is the life of parties he's never been to, Joe Venuto.
This is our Series 2002 review for the year of 2002. This happened on November 17, 2002 in Madison Square Garden in New York City, New York. The attendance was 17,930, and the commentators were Jim Ross, Jerry Lawler, Michael Cole, and Taz. This is an interesting show for me, for those of you that know me. The person next to me and the other 3 people watching this that know me.
Thank you to all the reviewers we get.
Yes, but the 3 that know me personally.
The 3 of us that know him personally.
Yeah. The 4 of you that know me personally, yes. You especially know that the main event of this show has set me into various ratings over time.
Yes.
And Ravens over the years.
Actually, it may have just been me. I'm not even sure if it got to Isaiah and Ed.
It might got to Isaiah. And Space Cadet, so you might know. Hey. Love
you, Ed.
I told like I'm honest here. I don't hide nothing. I told like what normally talking about was just Pat in this room.
Oh,
so,
and fuck Vicky.
If you're getting made fun of, you're getting made fun of when we're not filming. We talk about you behind your back, if you know us. Just like we're sure you do to us. Oh, I'm sure of it. So, there you go. Isaiah might have, but not that you did. It might have even ticked me off more than any match ever at one point, by the way I would talk about.
Yeah.
For me, it's been topped a couple times after me watching this match like the second time in the second time since like November. So my mind has changed on this match. So I was kind of curious to see what my final grade for the match will be this time around. So we'll get to it. By the way, it's just November. Remember I told you a real quick side note, because this is already seen this show relatively recently. Remember I told you I've been on like Netflix since like November. I've been keeping track of how many variety I've watched on the network so far. I have a Salesforce sheet. I just passed around 800 since November. Shows I watched on the network.
God damn.
Since November 13th when I first made the final.
Damn.
And I watch them randomly. I don't watch them in order, as you know. I jump around with stuff, so yeah, that's not bad.
Damn.
Yeah. That's how I always know when to pick something to watch, because I already have it set while I already watched. I'm trying to watch our in-ring product on the network. WWE's first ECW. That'll be fun. Speaking of ECW, Paul Heyman, the man who Paul Heyman manages, Brock Lesnar, that got the top billing in the open video for some odd reason. Because the open video focused on Bishop versus Lesnar, which was built around the idea that Lesnar's backing up and he can't throw Bishop around like he found with everyone else. The Elimination Chamber actually took a second billing. And on top of ECW, started things over Elimination Tables, Six Man Tag, the Dudley Boys, and Jeff Hardy versus Rico and Freeman Ward. It's an Elimination Tables match. And that would still be Bubba and Spike at this point. The Dudley Boys.
Yeah.
Not the the villains are quickly set outside with Spike being thrown at the Samoans. He's easily caught, and Freeman Ward is nice enough to stand there while Bubba drops down for poetry in motion from Jeff. Back in, Jamal takes a Herman Karai out of the corner, followed by Jeff playing Devon and What's Up. The first table sub in the corner, and Jeff is backdrop over the top for one heck of a crash. Rosie drives himself through a table, non-elimination, but stands up on Jeff to hit a high cross body, which just bounces off the big man. The Dudley Bolt is counter, and Spike is tossed through a table for the first elimination. Bubba and Jeff fight back, but can't get around the Monsters. Rosie.
That was also a pretty sick elimination.
Yeah.
It was literally an alley-oop through the table face first.
Bubba and Jeff fight back, but can't get around the Monsters. Rosie takes Jeff outside and loads up the table, but Bubba makes a save. A few forms step back, allows Jeff climb onto the exit tunnel for the Swanton to get rid of Rosie. Back in, Rico loads Bubba onto the table before moonsault in a fairly infamous moment, at least for me, because I was remember. So There's no Jeff to make a save. So Rico stands here for about 10 seconds. Even Bubba can be seen looking around for Jeff. And Rico very clearly shouts, "Come on, Jeff."
God damn it, yeah.
And you heard Jeff crashes in for the save. Jamal moves the table. So Rico only has to take a robot in the back superplex. Jeff takes Jamal to the floor and tries to run the barricade. But falls anyway, sending himself at first to a table. And the spot was botched. The spot was botched though.
Yeah.
It was more like he climbed onto it and then run instead of doing the run and jump that he normally does and run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
However, that probably should count as
elimination. Right, yeah.
Because he had the table literally thrown at him.
Right, yeah. And Jamal Umaga threw it at him. But he fell anyway. I believe it was twice in a week that he blew that spot at that point. He blew him to go home straight to the build up. And then Jamal hit one heck of a top splash that put Jeff through the table and goes down 2-1. Ever the genius, Jamal tries to run around with the table right behind. After the most obvious powerbomb beside Undertaker match, we're down to Bubba versus Rico. 3-minute warning comes back in to be on Bubba, but Devon comes out to finally reunite with his brother to one heck of a reaction. Clifford Lee puts Rico for the table for the win.
It was a good match. It was a good tables match because usually the best ones involve the Dudley Boys anyway, somehow, some way, shape, or form. But if you're going to compare it to probably my favorite ladder match, which I guess you sort of can since it was pretty much the same building, it even had the same spot in it with Jeff jumping off the entranceway.
Yeah.
To me, I don't think you can make you can't compare you can't. Well, I'm sorry. This one will be a lot less than the other one.
Yeah.
Essentially, that Forever Tables match is probably could be on my favorite matches list of all time. If it wasn't already, which we still have to put up that video, by the way. But still, it was fine for what it was, and it got the crowd excited for the table spots. There were just moments of sloppiness, moments of lazy booking, and things like that to me.
They really didn't have any other option here, so Dudley's put both together. It would take about 12 years, I think, before Bubba was able to strike out on his own.
In TNA.
Yeah, and even that only kind of worked for the most part. I mean, it did work, but in the grand scheme of TNA, it only kind of worked. The tag division was dying for some better talent this time, and while not the first thing in the world, the Dudleys are better than most other options.
Yeah.
The rest of the match was entertaining. Jeff was real off his game though a year ago.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. This was when he was really bad on the meth and all at around this time. He could really do any of his signature stuff minus the small time. Luckily though, he fixed himself up before things got worse around that time. He didn't take their help and left the company on TNA.
For me, again, to reiterate, the match was good. I just had slight problems with sloppiness and kind of off booking in parts. I gave it a B. C plus. Stacey Keebler introduced Saliva to perform Always Live at the World. At least we got some highlights of the show as a bonus. Yeah.
Cruiserweight title, Billy Kidman versus Jamie Noble. Kidman is challenging after defeating Noble twice in the last 2 weeks. Noble tries to roll up for the first pin before stomping Kidman down to really take over, and Neckbreaker sets up a bow and arrow. His knee is her usual rubbery site itself. Jamie dives into a drop kick as a dash told about the table smash. Yoshigoroshi, or however you say it, the farmer's card into the backbreaker gets 2 on the champ. Followed by a good-looking plunge into the floor. Back in, Noble versus backslide to tire bomb for 2 and Mason Singh Punk him on top. A good-looking super DDT plunge to Noble, but since DDT's mean nothing, Jamie's right back up for a hanging DDT at the top for his near full. And Enziguri drops on him again after a field knee distraction. As soon as Star gives us a new champion.
To me, it was kind of it was a slow, quick match, if that makes any sense. It was kind of slower paced than I would expect from the Cruiserweight division, especially just right off of WCW, where you realize, hey, you still have that formula to go out there and let them do everything crazy with all the aerial stuff. but in the end of the day, it felt. At the end of the day, it was a short match because I think they could have got done more than they could have. Essentially, if that makes any sense at all, which it probably doesn't.
There were some selling issues aside for me, but I'm kind of the opposite. Like, Full was a good back and forth though, albeit on the short side match. So both guys look strong. The problem was for me the division to have Full into the same power it always has. The champion, one challenger compromised the whole thing, and that does actually have a staying power. The match was good though. Kevin win the title's fine.
I gave it a C+.
First two matches are great, so the opposite. I give it a B+.
Yeah.
Carry on Chris Benoit get into it again by Angle insists that they're amigos, and all will form hug ensues. Victoria is getting ready for, but apparently her mirror thinks Trish Stratus is pretty.
It's kind of a weird camera angle too. Like there was a tile missing in the ceiling of like a drop ceiling.
Yeah.
It was kind of weird. Like it's a women's dressing room, so there's creepy ass perverts working for WWE in Madison Square Garden that night.
We recap Victoria versus Trish. Victoria claims that Trish slept her way into the job and her WWE won the sign both of them. Now Victoria served her revenge on her former friend. The music sounds like the shower scene from Psycho. So they're using.
Yeah.
So that was a nice touch. Women's held Trish Stratus versus Victoria. Trish defending. This is a hardcore match. Victoria wasted no time, pulled her down by the coat before grabbing a broom. JR asks if she's going to fly it, and suggests Victoria is undiva-esque. That's probably an unintentional compliment.
In later years, that would be an unintentional compliment, yes.
A trash can leg is mounted to the champ's face, and Victoria says on the steps. Victoria sets up a trash can in the corner with the whole face in the ring. Only that Trish can't pull her hands first into the said can.
Yeah.
They kind of look horrible, and there wasn't no camera at it that was going to save it. A kick to the head gets Trish too, and one heck of a trash can shot knocks Victoria and her blade nose to the floor. The chick kick gets too, and there was a horrible bulldog out of the corner too. Like Victoria's head hit Trish's ribs. But that was good for the same. Victoria blinds her on fire station though and snap suplex. Of all things, gives us a new champion.
I thought this match was pretty good, and it should be definitely treated a little bit above, because we don't really usually see this for women. However, there was a little bit of sloppiness going on in this match for me. Especially, like Victoria took like a minute and a half to figure out how to use the fire extinguisher. There was also. Then again, also the bulldog kind of looked a little sloppy. But all in all, you don't really see this from. You didn't see this. Definitely see this from women then. You actually don't really see it now. To be honest. Once in a while, you get women where they have to do gimmick matches, and they do a little bit like it, but still, you don't get that often. You see it.
Botches aside, this is a situation where the energy carries the match. They were beating the heck out of each other, and you can feel the intensity. The botches and the ending really hold it down. But it's still one of the best women's matches you'll see around this time, or any time, honestly. I know there are still some major issues with the women of this era, or the modern era, too. But this is miles ahead of most things that you see from either time, I think. So, that.
Oh, yeah. I ended up giving it a B.
Be nice. Eric Bischoff was bribed by the chamber. When Bischoff comes up, he's going to prove Eric wrong for trading him. Paul Heyman is nervous, but says Brock needs to play all behind him. Tonight during MSG, and Heyman's going to do RT finish with Klein loses his champion. SmackDown World Title, Bischoff's Brock Lesnar. Lesnar's defending, the fans are entirely behind him. Brock is raised facing his tossed into the corner. That earns show a double A takedown. There's a belly back suplex on the show. A German suplex falls, and Heyman looks nervous. Director's bump, but Lesnar belly the belly show anyway. Heyman slides a chair, and Brock cracks shot in the head with it. 7.5 referee comes out, but Heyman pulls him out too. Reality sets in as the chase is on, but show cheers Lesnar in the bare ribs. Let's show someone to the chair gives Lesnar his first pinfall loss.
I guess the main problem I actually have with this match was that it was short. I guess they didn't know how much time they needed for the Elimination Chamber, because it's short is sort of the same description I had for another match I found on this card earlier with the Cruiserweight title match. But however, I actually like what they did with it. I like that that even if it's short, it was impactful, and it had something that you would remember in this match. Heyman finally turning on his next big thing project, I think was a big moment and turning point for Brock in his first WWE run. He definitely would go on the need Heyman again in the second one, but for the time being, Brock was the rising face, and I think that needed to happen. And Big Show being literally the one mountain Brock Lesnar as a face had to climb. So I thought it was a smart decision. That and it was at a quick pace. Brock Lesnar lifting Big Show in the F5 was shocking, and I think the match will stick with you for a while.
They did everything they could here, and thankfully it was really short. Aside from the obvious, I saw a major problem with the story. Because why did Heyman go through the screw job? The whole build-up was Lesnar couldn't destroy Big Show, and Lesnar proved him wrong by suplexing and F5 in Big Show. But Heyman turned on him anyway. One of the more sense to stick with the more dominant force we saw Lesnar to protect you. I assume it's because Heyman and Lesnar storyline issues, but Heyman's been able to talk Lesnar down before, so it's far from the worst rush ever. But I'm still not sure if it makes enough sense.
My grade for it was actually a B.
C-. Heyman and showrunner the point guard right away. We recapped the SmackDown Tag Team titles match. All 3 teams that traded titles for a month now with one classic match after another. The only possible option was a triple threat match at Stephanie McMahon. As main elimination match would be more fun. This is the real SmackDown main event, and they certainly are now honored with everything they've done so far. SmackDown Tag Team titles Chris Benoit and Kurt Angle versus Los Guerreros versus Edge and Rey Mysterio. Edge and Mysterio defending, Angle and Benoit still can't get a look. Benoit and Mysterio start things off with Chris going head first into the buckle, Edge and some shiny tights. That comes at a drop angle. With a forearm is that the right for a springboard splash on Chavo as they're tying very quickly here. A comes into a very noticeable pop and keeps Ray in trouble with some forms to the back. The fast tags continues, Angle comes into the shoulder first in the post. He's still able to knock Ray off the top though, and the champs stay in trouble. Benoit stays on Mysterio with some rapid fire suplexes, and Los Guerrero are wisely content. What did I say on before? The angle slam does work, so Kurt clotheslines Ray's head off for 2 instead. We hit a long front face lock with the right face up for a spin wheel kick to the jaw. That's enough for the hot tag to Edge as everyone breaks down. Ray Hernick around his to the floor, leaving Edge to get caught in an ankle lock crossface combination. Somehow he doesn't tap out immediately, so it's Ray making a save, followed by a running course through the dog on Chavo and Angle. Benoit grabs German suplex on Edge, on that A coming with the top, with a sunset flip to send both guys flying. Everyone gets up, so Benoit says A outside, followed by the rolling German suplexes on Edge. Those things always look great. A gives Edge the frog slash, but Benoit breaks up with a swan dive for no apparent reason. Angle comes back with the ankle lock on A, while Benoit cross faces Edge, only that Chavo save Edge with the title. Kurt picks up the title, so Benoit faces him, leaving Edge to spin Benoit for the first elimination. That leaves us with 2, but Benoit and Angle wrecked everyone before heading to the back. Well, poor sportsmanship. We saw down to A.
Just because it didn't come off clear to me, was the ref looking at Angle with Eddie in the ankle lock? And that's why Chavo was able to hit Benoit in the back of the belt?
Yeah.
Okay.
Technically, he didn't have to be distracted, the ref, because he's in the DQ match.
Oh, okay.
Triple threat.
Well, then why didn't he hit Kurt with Eddie? So his guy wasn't eliminated.
Right. We sell down the A grabbing a super on Edge, followed by a front face lock in case that's too intense for you. Edge flapjacks both Guerreros and brings Ray back in. This part wasn't exactly the breakneck pace you would expect. The foul 4. Every breaks down again, the popper Hurricane around this 2A. That will look to some of the West Coast pop, but Chavo gets in a belt shot, knocking Ray into the lasso from El Paso for the submission and no titles.
Well, just listen to the 6 guys in the ring. You obviously know you're not going to get a Kennel from Hell match or a Coal Miner's Bluff match or what have you. These guys, I thought, put on a really, really good match. I really did like the first part of the match with all 6 guys in the ring. When that broke down, I thought that was a great dynamic. I actually probably preferred it not be elimination.
Right, yeah.
In that aspect, and just have all 6 guys go through the whole entire match. Because when sort of Benoit and Angle got out of the match, it sort of broke down into the typical, you'll see it on SmackDown tag match between those 4 guys. It's still a quality tag match, but I think it sort of slowed down the pace where they were going with it.
Yeah. This wasn't as good as I remember, but I think that's because I just recently watched all the TV matches, which are almost all there. This had so much love to, and there's only so much you can do when you're asked to go down and have a masterpiece. The bell shots didn't do much help either, as they hardly anyone interested in any second one from these guys. It's still a good match and the best thing on the show, though, by far, though.
Oh, yeah. I agree with that.
Well, the best part of the show, by far, up to this point, I mean. And it deserves a bit more than just criticism. Some of the sequences were excellent. It shows some creativity, along with Benoit Angle suplexing everything in sight. And this is one of the matches that took place on TV we consider classic. Some more time will help as well.
I ended up giving it an A-.
A-. Here's Chris Lewinsky to say he's smarter than the rest of the crowd. Anderson lame New York Yankee jokes. Matt Hardy, who keeps the temperature at a toast of 75 degrees, and one drinks low-fat chocolate milk, comes out to say this place is sucking the mads without him. The payoff is Scott Steiner, who shows up and destroys both guys. Because we haven't seen Matt get beat up recently during this time.
Yeah, you got beat up a lot as Matt too.
Yeah. Shawn Michaels is already told about why he believes he can win, but Art and then breaking news tells us that Randy came here to watch. Luckily, a sexy flight attendant gave him an extra pillow, so there was no further damage to the show.
Which is really odd, looking at Randy Orton now to that promo, to what he was bragging about, and essentially Randy Orton doesn't really cut that promo anymore. He's not even remotely near that guy.
Nah. Long video on the Elimination Chamber, which doesn't really tell us anything. Grand because there's a story here. Basically, Bischoff won to top Stephanie's pay-per-view and then the Chamber. They made no secret of the fact that this is all about Triple H and Shawn Michaels. Triple H said he's going for everyone, said he'll go for everyone tonight too. Bischoff comes out and walks through the chamber and explain the rules. This time really kind of going to the tactical match. Just put on Bradford or something, which they do while Bischoff is still talking. Roll World title. Triple H versus Booker T versus Kane versus Chris Jericho versus Shawn Michaels versus Ralph Van Dam. Triple H is defending. Saliva at the World plays Jericho's music for a cool bit. As the entrance is going forever, it occurs to me how much Shawn's here actually looks like AJ's soccer mom's look. Just not as look.
And not as, good. Glossy or silky smooth.
Yeah. What AJ was first growing
up. And may have a man crush on AJ Styles' hair. Who knows?
I have a man crush on the whole thing.
Sure, why not?
Wendy's a lucky woman.
Yes.
I was going to say she's a lucky man.
Yeah.
She's a lucky woman. The Triple H and Van Dam start facing with Rob going straight to the kicks. Backdrop with Triple H with his steel floor. And he has the cage wall 3 times in a row. The chamber's busted open, and Van Dam monkey flips him onto the cage again. Roll Thunder over the top makes things even worse as it's old Van Dam so far. Rob climbs up on top of Jericho's chamber and gets his legs pulled down into it. Something that's still not enough for choice to do advantage. Rob flips down to Triple H. See if he's giving Van Dam the rope right now. Jericho's at third, but this knockdown almost immediately as Rob stays on roll. In your first ever chamber highlight real moment, Jericho catapults Van Dam at the cage wall and Rob just hangs on instead of crashing.
Yeah.
Triple H gets back up and knees Van Dam in the head, and it's time for the double team again. Rob kicks them both down again as Booker T and fourth to even things up. This way Van Dam just fine on his own. Jericho and Triple H set up before, so getting a spin. Rudy fell by a slug out with Van Dam. The good guys kick out together as Triple H get knocked down and allowed Rob to climb an individual chamber. That means a 5-star with his knee gun right into Triple H's throat, which pulled him out of action for a few weeks. Van Dam seems to have hurt his age well, allowing Booker to eliminate him with a missile dropkick. Triple H can barely move here, so here's Kane that goes back and forth. Jericho's launched through the bulletproof glass to draw some more blood.
Which is one of the biggest jokes because literally in the last pay-per-view watch, Elimination Chamber 2011,
Yeah.
just about everybody went through those glass pods.
But it is bulletproof glass.
Yeah. As they would keep on telling you, the strongest glass in the world. Especially when there's a bulletproof glass like that thick.
That drew some more blood. First is find out they hit Booker low, followed by a chokeslam and a line salt to give her Booker. Now that the two guys who have been more over than the entire roster for the last 3 months are going, let's go on with the real Iron team. What they want. RVD and Booker were the two most over guys overall that whole entire fall.
Yeah, they were.
By far.
I agree.
Jericho Cage slowly fight until Triple H slide at the top. Shawn looking like he's wrestled one match in 4.5 years because he looks a mess with his short hair. I'm sorry.
And his tights look absolutely
And his
terrible.
brown tights for some reason.
The poop brown tights. Yeah.
Coming.
That's completely Shawn Michaels like.
Yes,
chaps. That's about it.
Coming into the clean house for a bit. Kane shows us are won by Easton Superkick, pedigree, and line salt that goes down to 3. Jericho and Triple H team up with Shawn, but Triple H rubbing his head gets to steal the bus Shawn open. I'll ram into the wall, give Shawn open, and forms Triple H on to get pulled down. The line salt gets soon. Jericho is so frustrated that he gets caught in the walls. Triple H gets saved with DDT, but gets that folk Jericho over to pin Shawn. Jericho grabs the walls of Triple H, but gets super kick for elimination. As anyone paying attention expected, we are down to Triple H versus Shawn with Spine Buster going straight for the band back. Shawn gets thrown for the glass as we really crank up the emotions now. The slow beating continues with Shawn being thrown outside again, only to catapult Triple H into a wall. Shawn's top right elbow gets no cover, and Triple H grabs the pedigree for delay 2. Another pedigree attempt is countered as Sweet Chin Music gives Shawn the pin and the title.
I did think this was a good chamber match. Is it the best? I honestly couldn't answer which one is the best, but I don't think this one is it. I think there's much better chambers matches, even that we reviewed this week. I did have problems with it, but I think that it created a strong enough moment where, again, it created a legacy of future Elimination Chamber matches. I do like the fact that Shawn Michaels, I guess, had his crowning moment, but I think I would have given slightly more time to Booker and RVD. RVD had the cool spot in the match with the frog splash off the top of the pod that I think that you'll probably remember for a long time. But I think that it was right to give Shawn the title at that point. He just came off probably one of the best matches ever with him and Triple H in the unsanctioned match.
Yeah.
Just a couple months before. And it was probably more or less trying to curtail him into coming back because by this point he actually didn't know if he was going to come back full time.
Right.
Which eventually he will, but I think this is one of those moments where it was a feel-good moment for everybody involved.
I'm still not sure what to think of this match. But I did realize my personal bias was holding me back from the match before, not the match itself. Above all else, it's far longer than it needs to be.
Yeah, I agree with that.
The chamber itself did help and was interesting to see, but they needed to tweak things a bit. Lower the time to 4 minutes or so for this one, because this is how long. It's still good with our other problems that's kind of hard to overcome. The whole thing felt like a bit waste of time until we got to the ending. With that being said, though, I thought the action of the match itself was great.
Yes.
The ending, of course, short tribulation, they might as well just have pulled the clock counting down until we got there. No one else mattered in this match, WWE did nothing to hide it. And that makes it ending similar to like Wrestling 32 with Roman Reigns versus Triple H. Like, there's no drama. I don't want to say it makes for a boring match, but
the only thing you really...
you're just waiting for it to get to the part that matters.
Yeah.
Why?
And even then, you wouldn't... The only thing we were really unsure about is if Stephanie would get physically involved.
Right, yeah.
That was the only unpredictable part of the match.
With that being said, it was just I thought the action was great. And it easily had the most time to compare to everything else. I did probably think it was still arguably the match of the night, though, just because of just because it was given time. And the story is good in terms of if you can buy into it.
Yeah.
Now
I actually probably would have started Shawn Michaels much earlier.
Yeah. My biases towards the match hurt it for, but I still have issues about guys like Booker Kane, Van Dam, and Jericho being treated as second-class citizens, so Triple H should can do it one more time, as in the second one more time, because like Pat said he did something.
Yeah.
It's not as bad as it once was for me. I actually don't know it. It's actually for a first time ever match, it's almost damn near perfect in terms of the first time match. After watching the TV shows build up to this, though, it's not like this is exactly shocking, but the Florida more Harley made it look like a real first team title. That doesn't make it any better, but it does make things a bit easier to take because it's not my own personal bias I'm getting in the way.
I actually gave the Elimination Chamber match a B+.
You're going to be shocked by my grade because I grade this outside as a fan, not with my bias. It was my match of the night. A+.
Good night, everybody.
Because the action was great. It set the tone. Are there other A+ chambers? Yes. And I can give you two of them. The Elimination Chamber in 2008. The Raw Elimination Chamber in 2008. Triple H, Jeff Hardy, Shawn Michaels, Chris Jericho, Umaga, and JBL. And the one that seems to go on everybody's radar, which is the best Elimination Chamber match of all fucking time. But whatever. Triple H versus Chris Benoit versus Chris Jericho versus Batista versus Edge versus Randy Orton with Shawn Michaels as the special guest referee. Seriously, people need to pay attention to that one.
I actually don't think I've seen that one.
Then you need to watch it. Yeah, seriously, that one is the best one for me.
You have no idea what it took like to get up and walk over there. I was planning to walk out, but I walked over there because I had to finish the show.
You don't know why I want to talk. I just want to go to part 2.
You realize this was probably the match you complained about most. He said it before.
Yeah, I know, I did. I went into an open mind and a clear head.
And that it's your top ranking for matches. You know, like Dave Meltzer, A++, triple plus.
Right.
Like, this is your highest ranking match. And you put it up there with it.
For Chambers, yeah.
After you complained about it for years.
Yeah, I changed my mind. Because the story is actually good in a relative sense. That is Shawn Michaels' comeback. Well, I have changed it. Like, I will have had Shawn start first. Yes, well, did I not like that Van Dam and Booker were just tossed out, right? But I didn't like that. I wasn't letting my bias affect the match this time. And I gotta remember too, listen, the way I grade matches.
You're great for it is your bias.
No.
Yes, it is. It's what you thought of the match.
Yeah, why I thought the match. What Van Dam and Booker get eliminated, I might not like.